Never really streamed before, as you can obviously tell. The if you're wondering why my browser looks like it's set to senior citizen mode, it's because I had to halve my resolution in order to get this captured by a Twitch stream. And yeah, after I stepped down my resolution, this is like still as big as it was before. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm not gonna spend any time here. I'm just gonna get straight into it. So I'm planning to do about let's say 45 minutes, because I do want to go home eventually. I'm gonna give a couple of notes on sort of what I'm gonna do here, the setup and all of that, but also like how this process works in general. But other than that, I haven't really prepared a lot, and I hope my computer is working properly, and I don't have to like go nuts to install GNU Radio. I did just install a GNU Radio build here, so I can work. Oh, sorry, you're not looking very good. Well, look at that. Maybe that will help. I'm not quite sure. I also want to start off this build. Let's do that while I talk about other things. So this is the pull request queue, and this is something I want to go through. We have 64 open pull requests, and really we don't want to have any open pull requests. But I think it's not quite clear like what kind of work we have to do to make one of those get into their respective branches. So I thought it would be a good idea to just do this in public for once. So there's a decent amount of work that goes into closing out pull requests. And there's also a bunch of other things that go in there. So why am I doing this in the first place? So let me talk a little bit about the sort of the structure we have in place. So as you might know, Marcus Miller is the maintainer of GNU Radio. So he's the one who gets to decide what is acceptable code, what goes into the master branch and whatnot, stuff like that. Now, then why am I doing this? So there's a bunch of us that can merge code under certain conditions. And in particular, anything that is a small bug fix, for example, is something that Marcus doesn't necessarily feel like he has to do it himself. It's something that we can all do. And then there's a couple of domains in the the GNU Radio code base, for example, the UHD code base, where there are appointees that get more authority. For example, Mark is that person when it comes to documentation, and I'm that person when it comes to GIUHD, and so on and so on and so on. So there we go. So this means I can look at these pull requests, and in some of those I simply don't have the authority to merge them, but I might be able to give some comments. And as we go through these, I'm going to sort of point out things that prevent us from merging stuff immediately, or I'm just going to point out things that will make it smoother for us to merge pull requests. So, for anyone watching, if there's anyone here except for Derek and Mike, then yeah, you might take something out of it. So you might notice that I'm mumbling a lot, and I've got to admit that this kind of setup is kind of weird because I have no audio feedback from what I'm saying. Something I might want to change for next time. And I'm just not used to just talking to myself without any kind of without hearing myself and knowing what I'm doing. So it feels a little bit like I'm just sitting here by myself talking to myself, which I kind of am. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, first of all, so what did we cover today? Actually, I'm going to take some notes here. Notes. Who can merge? Marcus is the master. Some of us are his minions, and I am such a minion, as are Derek, Andre, Mark L, Marcus, Michael Dickens, and a bunch of others. I'm sure I've forgotten. So today we can merge some simple PRs, hopefully. So let's see if this works. Well, look at that. So this is actually the computer where I do most of my day job, and right now, or actually for the last years, my day job has been working on UHD, for example. We've been working pretty hard to get UHD 4.0 out of the door, which is why I haven't been super active in the GNU Radio space for the last weeks. This is also one of the few computers that I don't run PyBombs on because I have this grandfathered in setup that I don't really want to touch. And the setup I use here is basically a bunch of it's just basically a bunch of symlinks. So I can switch, remove that. I can switch sort of installs very quickly just by moving over those symlinks. It has a whole bunch of downsides. In particular, it's hard for me to run different versions at the same time. I mean, I can install stuff at the same time, but actually running stuff at the same time from different versions of GNU Radio and UHD is a bit of a challenge, but I'm not going to change it for now. However, we will need to do this, and this is why I was setting all of this up, because I will need to be able to switch between versions of GNU Radio as I'm going through various pull requests. And what I'm doing here is I'm running make test on the current install of master branch just to make sure it's fine. Make test takes a long time, as you know. It takes many minutes to complete, and that's a bit of a problem because I can't always, cover many minutes with doing other stuff. So the way I'm going to go through these pull requests today might not be entirely in line with how I do it usually. So while this is running, though, actually I didn't install this. I need to wait for a sec. Simply soon done. I'll go back to the pull requests. Okay, so we have 64 open pull requests. As I said, I can't really merge any of those that are major changes. But there are a bunch that I can definitely take a look at. So in which order do I do these? Well, it kind of depends. Sometimes I literally have 15 minutes that I want to fill, and then I'll go here. And then I'll deliberately find something that looks like it's low impact, and I will just work on that. In some other cases, I know that I have more time, and then I might do them in any kind of order. However, just because I'm lazy, I usually start at the top, which means really I'm doing a last in, first out kind of approach. It's not really fair for those people who have been waiting for their respective PRs to get merged, but yeah, what you want to do. I am going to pull up Slack chat on the side just in case someone pings me on there. I have two screens here, by the way. One of them, which I think you cannot see, is where I was currently running the dashboard for the Twitch streaming interface. And the other one is the one that you can see where I'm going to be doing all my work. So okay, nothing here yet. Good. Let's just go straight into these guys. I'm just going to start at the top because why not? Okay, so we have a pull request from Grant Cox. This is already a problem because I don't have a list of people here where we have pull requests. CLAs executed. I'm not entirely sure if this is one of those cases. We have Grant Cox after that red retransportation. That all sounds lovely, except I don't know if he has a CLA. So I'm just going to add this here. Need CLA needed to sort of make sure that we don't accidentally merge this. So what's this with the CLAs? As you know, let me just write a note here. I can talk and type at the same time. Just adding this CLA label here, because I'm not sure if Grant Cox CLA executed. So holding this up. Not please contact to get that process started. It's pretty painless. So yeah, CLAs are contributor license agreements, are basically a piece of legalese that says, yes, I am fine with attributing all my copyright, or what's the word, transferring my copyright to the Free Software Foundation, who is effectively the IP owner of GNU Radio. Okay, so what do we have here? So Michael Dickens has already reviewed this, and so has Marcus, whereas Marcus actually requested some changes. So in that case, I don't really need to spend all much time here, because I can't merge this anyway, because I can't just override Marcus's comment unless this was like dangling for days and days. And his comment, why doesn't it show up here? Oh no, here we are. His comment was that the submitter overly zealously removed stuff, but we have all these files here, circular, that aren't being used anymore. I don't actually know what they are. GNU runtime circular. Oh, we have circular buffers. Okay, fair enough. Where are they? Circular buffer. This hasn't been touched in a long time. This probably goes back all the way to Eric. No, actually no, it does not. Do we really not use this anymore? This is odd. Oh, wait a minute. We're not removing the circular buffers, but we're removing this guy here. Circular buffer on a disk. Wow, that's more interesting. Didn't even know that was a thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't even need to go into this too much. This is fine. And this is fantastic. So this is a first-time contributor. Remember, I forgot that GitHub shows me that. So he probably does not have a CLA executed, which is fine. And I assume he ran across this issue, which is labeled Good First Issue, which is fantastic that we have this label. So thanks to Marcus for doing that. Yeah, we all like removing code, and then there was a whole discussion going on here that I hadn't seen. I'd like to take care of this one. It was fantastic. There's another check for have IOH and should this be removed as well? Nope, there's no use in GR blocks. So Grant could have figured this out just by grepping for that, so I'm gonna see if that will work. Oh, look at that, I'm way behind. I'm going to have to come up with jokes and stuff to fill the pauses when my computer's doing things. There we go. It's obviously used. What is it used for? Pick any one of these. There we go. Of course, we don't know where to kill our Windows user base. And yeah, this is very important. Okay, so given the fact that Grant was so excellently updating this issue and going into here, I'm going to assume that he will fix this. When he does so, or maybe he's watching, hey Grant, hopefully he'll click this button to resolve that. Yeah, that's it. So barring this one change, we can merge this, and this is definitely something that I could merge. However, we cannot because we have a pending change request from Marcus. I'm just going to say, I'm going to add my comment here. Yep, this looks good, except for Marcus's comment. Oh look, Derek's helping me out. He has a CLA list. One thing I want to see. Yeah, so this is not a really good git commit message. Sorry, Grant, for calling you out there. Well, actually, it's not a bad one either. It's actually no, it's pretty good. It has two small issues. First, what? Well, I'm not quite sure if there's more, like, this button usually shows me stuff that's also in the git commit message. Maybe there's more text in here. Usually one-line git commit messages are bad, but there are two little things that we can improve. First of all, the issue number should not be in the git commit at all, because we don't really want to tie our git repo to GitHub that much. And the other thing is we usually prefix our git commit messages with the in-tree component that we are modifying. In this case, it would be runtime. Okay, so thanks a lot for submitting this PR. And we can merge it once Marcus's change has been executed. Okay, the next PR is actually from Marcus himself. So yes, also Marcus submits pull requests, as do we all. In this case though, Marcus took a whole bunch of changes that were on master, and then decided they also need to be on GNU Radio 3.8. And Michael Dickens has already reviewed this, so that's good. There's a couple of problems here. The first one is this actually needs to be resolved, so whatever that change is, and we'll see that in a minute. And the other thing is, for reviewing this, we will need to quickly go through these changes and figure out if they actually have API changes. Why is that? We can't merge API changes from master back onto main 3.8, only bug fixes. And if one of these accidentally snuck in an API change, then I would have to say, hey Marcus, you accidentally put a commit too many in there. So let's quickly take a look at these guys. And in some cases I already know the commits, so I'm not going to go through them again. So this one is, I'm pretty sure I already reviewed. We can skip that one. Update namespace, yes, I remember this here. This is a bug fix, there's no API change, that's fine. Include comments and forks. Where's this guy? Oh, right, screenshot. Yes, okay, this is a bug fix, we definitely want to have that. Remove the link to wiki page of this. I don't actually remember reviewing this one. But yes, this is a bug fix. Remove fine paper pipeline and GRQ. This is unnecessary code from Brennan. Why is this unnecessary? Only the find package in general. Oh, okay, yeah, no, this is a bug fix. Sets are unordered. This is a bug fix, yes. And since 431 extends PR 2503. This is what I was talking about earlier. Like, this is not great. It's not a huge problem, of course, but like without GitHub, like the context is gone, and so this is not ideal to have this in the git commit message. Okay, this is fixes and warnings. This is also a bug fix. Embedded Python. This is one of those. This is one of the reasons why we like having more verbose git commit messages. Like, I don't have to go back to the code. In this case, the change is pretty small. This looks fine. I'm not sure if this here works with Python 2. Just gonna throw this back. Do we know if this works with Python? And that's one of those annoying things that easily sneak by, because Master Branch has deprecated Python 2, whereas Main38 did not. Now an innocuous bug fix like this might still be Python 3 only, and then we would never know on master. So it was correctly merged into master, but then cherry picking this onto Main38 would fail. Okay, so this might be a problem. Extract version 2. Oh yeah, there we go, I remember this one. Yeah, this is fine. So okay, we have one little comment here. Do we... wait a minute, don't we automatically test this on... all checks have passed. Main38 Python 2. Of course, my comment might still be valid because we don't test GRC on Python 2 with Main38. Okay. Now this is an annoying thing to test, because let me check real quick. My local installation of Main38 actually uses Python 3, and I don't have a Python 2 one right now, and I don't want to steal everyone's time by going into that as well, so I'm just going to have to punt on this for now. This is just going to be it. There we go. This ran, but it doesn't actually run like a Pylint or something on GRC, so this is not a reliable source for that. Okay. Another one knocked down. It's a shame. Ah, the Volk rotator fixes. Now this is interesting. This seems really innocuous, and it fixes an issue. Okay, okay. What's the problem? The problem is that we're having like a lot of arguments. And when I say arguments, I don't really say we're fighting over something, but we really don't know what the correct answer is about how do we actually handle Volk. Now, on 3.8, Volk is effectively an external dependency, so we can't just go ahead and put this onto 3.8. Because dependency should be locked down, which means on 3.8 we should be using yes, a tag release 2.0. So release 2.0 went into 3.8. Now we don't have something like a 2.01 that is binary compatible with 2.0, so I can't really merge this. But on master, that is okay. So let's see. What do we do about this? I am going to put it onto master, and then I'm going to close it, and then for 3.8 we need to come up with some other solution. At least this will unblock people who are using master. Right now master and 3.8 are pretty similar. Okay, so at least we can close one of them. And it's also been up for 80 days, so... And since Clayton is a long-time contributor, I do want to give him a chance to keep working. Okay, Michael Dickens asks, does this need to be applied to 3.7 and master? Now, even Clayton says not 3.7, but I'm saying also not 3.8 until we know that this is binary compatible. And I can't really check binary compatibility that easily without setting up a whole new stack. So, yeah. I'm going to merge this, and I'm going to merge it to master. So, grab this commit. That's not exactly what I wanted. Go back to master. This is one of those things that I'm put straight onto master, except I need to run tests again. Actually, can I do that? Yes, these checks have passed. So this is fine. And the diff set here, we are pulling in, is all Clayton's fix it. Okay. Let's do it. However, what's the problem here? The problem is that what am I trying to do here? Oh, come on. What is in this commit? Yes. This submodule date. Why did this modify? I don't understand. Oh. Okay, I did something wrong here. Pull and roll data fixes. So if I go here, I now have his fixes. There we go. That's what I wanted. The problem is that this is not the correct way to write that commit message. If we look at this, it usually looks like this. Add in a comment here, the fixes to rate rotators. There we go. This pulls in the pulls, fix into come on. Pulls in a fix for you. Okay. Some comments here. You go. Why can I just push this? It's because I already have all the verification from Buildbot. I have my system is a subset of this, so there's nothing I can test here that is not already tested in this setup. There we go. Okay, because I did this manually, I have to manually fix commit message, but I can close that, and yay! Look at that, we're down one pull request. Alright. Update the validation module add. Josh and Nicholas have already reviewed this. So before I go in there, so this is Swapnil is, by the way, a GSOC student, and he already executed his CLA, so he's even a member of the organization. Definitely not a requirement to submit a CLA, and also his beautiful commit message here doesn't have any meat in it. but that's possibly fine. Now the question here is this still valid? Because see, it's outdated. It's not so much. I'm allowed to create a block with a space in the name, separate sharing space. That's right. Or disallowing users to use a space in the block. Avoiding space is the way. Yeah, I totally agree with all these guys. So I'm just going to give it a shot. Actually, let's quickly look at the code. So what are we doing here? So if this is empty, this fails, and this adds code that would make sure that it's not just spaces. I think I just would have stripped white space from the string. That's fine. And there's a change to the regex to make sure we don't. This makes also sense. So we're not just matching a substring here anymore. So I guess the match would have been fine if we had like a valid substring in there, and then we had random UTF-8 smileys left and right, it would still work. So this is a good change. This is the same thing for the copyright holder. This is just white space. And this is that. So overall, this looks fine. I'm going to give this a quick run and then see. So yeah, this is definitely good. I approve. I don't need to comment. Josh and Nicholas have done the same. Let's take this guy. Come on. So now exactly one commit ahead. That's what I want. Testing module is a little bit of, it's not bad. It's just difficult to test properly in tree. I can just easily write a unit test or something. So I'm just going to install it. However, I wasn't expecting it to take so long. Okay, so I'm in a bit of a pinch. Looks like my C cache is kicking in and the compiler is going fast, but I'm just going to open the next one. Just so we don't lose any time. So we've already established that this is the first time contributor. It needs a CLA. Someone added a label. It's not showing up here on the side. So Michael Dickens has already commented and approved. Oh, a lot of. Okay, that's good. Michael has already approved. Then we have Jeff also. Oh, there's a lot of communication around here. I'm gonna get one. Just a new. Okay. Ben is already on it, so we just need to figure out that. I am quickly going to take a look here. So this changes stuff in FEC and in runtime, so I do want to label that appropriately. I'm already a little concerned because there's one commit here, even though we're going into two different in-tree modules. That's not perfect, but sometimes that's fine. Let's see. What is my build doing? It's still building. No, my computer is hanging. Come on, load faster. It's 2019. Shouldn't take that long. Okay. Offset is a size T. And what are we doing here is we're doing multiplying something, and we add plus 0.05 to make sure that we don't truncate, but we properly round. Okay, I see. And I'm just gonna. I think this is the right. I think this is the right signature. I just want to make sure. sure that is true, and also want to make sure that it's not like required C++ 17 or something like that. Since C++ 11, okay, that's great. LL around, too long. Yeah, this is exactly what we need. So this is good. This is all great. This is really good. Excellent. This is an excellent way to get involved. Is, finding something. This is so much neater than the original. Like this. So much just tidying up some code. I love it. I love it. Commit message is actually pretty good. It's does exactly describes exactly the. So I'm not even so mad that this is in FEC and in runtime, because there's only one file in runtime here, block executor. I probably would have split it up just because. Maybe I'll do that. So tests have passed. That's good. Yeah, this is great. Comment would be nice to split into 2 commits for runtime and fact respectively, but no biggie. We can merge as soon as the CLI. Okay, good. So what about this guy? Let's install. So on the temp directory, spaces. Verify the validation. Should be updated to take care of the potential white spaces. The check on the arguments list is currently. Okay, tr module add dash t7-cpp. Name of the block. Just gonna add a bunch of spaces here. Okay. To copyright holder. It's me. Signature. Wait, isn't this supposed to fix this? Okay, I saw this exception, so this is fine. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, it's just making sure that I don't only specify space. Okay, this is fine. Yeah. Okay, good. So I probably can easily bar. I don't think it's doing its job correctly. Isn't that what Josh was saying? Space work for cover and item both space both moving without through IR. This is not working for me. This is one of those things where having someone watch and then actually give some feedback might be interesting. Okay, it's almost 6 o'clock. Copyright holder then seems to accept. Bar.h. Let's change to auth. Okay, there's something wrong here. It's almost 6 o'clock, so I'm gonna skip on that and then see if there's something else we can do. Oh no. Deboostify random. So integrate GRIO, by the way. This is a big and important one. You see it has 28 comments. This is not something I could merge. This is something where I just go straight to Marcus. This one here, on the other hand, is actually submitted by Marcus. So in most cases, that means he would actually prefer someone else to take over it. And of course he approves because he wrote it. What's this? C++ offers all the random variables that we use for boost. Ah, yes, I remember this. Looked at this before. This is not back portable to command 3. This is great. Like, I don't even need to think about that. A lot of commits here. Michael likes getting rid of boosts, as do I. We don't have unit tests here. Okay, so we can include random. Oh, yeah. This is probably not something I can review in 5 minutes. And I do want to finish before 6 o'clock. Just going to go through the first file. Nice feature that GitHub added is this view thing, so it gives me a bit of a, and anyone else, an easier way of partially reviewing stuff and then taking. I actually reviewed this earlier, I remember, or at least skimmed over it, probably on my phone or something. I'm going to have to read through some boosts and C++11 documentations to verify that, and I don't want to do this in the remaining time. I'm hoping there's something small that I can merge just so all the viewers, I don't know, there's 12 right now, and I get some kind of success. What about this here? Seems straightforward. Come on. Let's get this PR test minute. This is a whip. Okay, wait a minute. Is this a whip or is it not? I think this really goes. Okay, it's no longer whip. Okay, a couple of problems here. So this is failing with conflicts. All these tests are failing. We need to figure out why. Take a quick look. During compile. So this is something where my huge resolution. Where's the error? This seems related to this fix. And the conflicts need to be resolved. And the commit messages don't look good. So we have 13 commits. They can probably just be squashed. Either they get squashed into one big commit, should flicks over, or they get squashed into commits that match like the entry module they are in. So it says 72 files here. Not quite sure if they're all in runtime. Probably not. I can't tell right now because my internet is slow. It's probably me streaming. I'm just going to pick one at random here to see what happens. So this is clearly bad. Actually, we have to be careful. It's possible that there are some of these that get executed before the logging infrastructure is in place. This is maybe not one of them, but that's actually something we need to figure out. So I'm going to add a comment here that says something along those lines. So it's almost 6 o'clock now. Let's take a quick look at the Twitch chat here. notice a couple more people posting. First of all, I'm really psyched about everyone who actually took their time to tune in something like this. I don't know if this was useful, but I intend to do this in the future. You see, we do these things anyway at Code Review, so I might as well do them in public. Why not? This is public code after all. Oh, look at that. 2724. Okay, I'll pull this up real quick. 2724. Next page. Allow empty argument list more time. Wait a minute, isn't that the same thing as what we just had? Oh wait, it does not accept an empty argument. Okay, that's different. Please port to master, blah 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 blah. This is going to master. Okay, we fixed that. That's good, good, good. Thank you, Anders. Derek tells me the the PI is merge. Okay. Conflicts. That might not be a problem. Let's see. What is the actual change into allowing including arguments? Default is empty now. Oh, I see. Come back. What does this have to do? Okay, whatever this change is, it's not the same as the other change, so we should have two commits. And we do. Looks like Anders is a Git pro. Ah, wait a minute, this here is something else. This is probably from a different PR, which he included so he could actually do stuff. Makes sense. Allow empty argument. So this is the single commit. This is fine. This is a great change. I just don't know where that other commit came from. Does it say? 6. I wonder where the conflicts are. Okay, let me see if I can reproduce those conflicts. So I'm gonna go back to master and see what happens if I try and rebase that. There we are. Oh, that's weird. So it's reformatting here. I don't know which one's the correct one. You can have that. Looks like this is already merged. So this here, let me just put this into, whoops. Sorry about that. So if I move this into one line and this two, you can see this is actually the same code. So, not entirely sure where this is a conflict. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. So it's probably means I have to do this again. And it's still the same. Okay, Derek, thanks for the suggestion, but I think this has already been fixed by someone else. Might be able to close that. I really want to call it a day now, though. I need to go. Running the previous version of Stochastic 6. I'm not quite sure. That's not what it is. 20 2694. Oh, I see. This was a request for getting something merged. Well, I can't merge this one because this one's failing here. Unless this is a harmless. Okay. So what's going on here is that sometimes these tests fail, and then we have to make a judgment call whether or not it's related to this PR. And then we go ahead. Let's take a look at this guy. I've already reviewed and approved this in the past, so what the hell is going on here? You know what, guys? This is a good one. Master, yes. Rebase and merge. Good, we can close this one here, because I've already done this in the past. Maybe I did this in anticipation of this event, I'm not quite sure. So we didn't actually close all that much. Sorry, we closed 3, I think, in 45 minutes. If I do this more often, I get a little bit faster at that. But also, I just wanted to convey the fact that this actually takes a lot of time, and that's why the PR queue sometimes is so stagnant. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to have to do something about being so cut off from you guys, because I had Twitch chat on my laptop here. I couldn't really see it all the time. I think what I'll do next time is I'm also going to make a call at the same time, so people like Derek, or really anyone who wants, can just join in. Oh, come on, I'm trying to unlock my laptop here and put in the wrong password 3 times. There we go. Yeah, so I'm really curious to hear if anyone, actually tuned in and what they thought. The point was to sort of increase transparency and, show how we do these things. Yeah, just let me know. And like I said, I might do a call next time so people can, talk to me directly while we're doing these things. And other than that, someone else might also be doing this. Who knows? Yeah, so I'm going to turn off the stream now, but thank you very much. And, well, I'm going to turn off the stream as soon as I find the button. Turn off the stream now. I'm going to upload this video, and see you guys later. Bye-bye.